Vroom.
Zoom.
Welcome back to Convincing Julia we should dress as sharks for the Stray Kids concert we'll be going to soon.
Oh, Maddie, this is an F1 podcast, but hold on to that idea. Hello and welcome back to 17 to 1. My name's Julia. I know a lot about F1.
My name's Maddie, and I know about 10% of F1.
Every week before the race, we make our predictions of what we think's going to happen once our drivers hit the streets. Last week, we had kind of a mixed bag of results, as we tend to do. Me personally, I had predicted a Lando P1, a Charles P2, and a bit of a wild card Kimi P3. Now, I will say, I was quite proud of myself. I did get that qualifying correct for Charles, what with George's grid penalty. So, I'm going to give myself partial credit there. You're welcome, George. You're welcome, Charles. Lando Norris, however, did not come in first. He came in third, and Kimi Antonelli had a run of bad luck and bad strategy throughout the race that dropped him pretty far in the rankings. So maybe I should keep their names out of my mouth from now on, but time will tell. How'd it go for you, Maddie?
Well, I keep sticking with the right people, wrong places, so I'm getting tired of that. But you might be saying, that's because you keep choosing basic people, Maddie. Of course I'm choosing basic people. Are you looking at the past 4 races? If you're playing F1 Fantasy League, are you seeing how McLaren's doing? Don't come for me. I put Lando Norris for P1, Oscar Piastri for P2, and Max Verstappen for P3. Oscar ended up taking that P1 place. George came in with the P2, and Lando stole away P3 from Charles Leclerc and took that place. Max, with who knows what was going on with Red Bull, ended up being way lower. So that was a little unfortunate. So stealing your thunder. Going off of that, Julia, we have... I didn't look up the weather. What's our chances of rain? What's the temp? Give us the weather forecast, Julia.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. I believe it was a high of around 90 degrees and a low of around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Because we are American, I do apologize. It is going to be nighttime, so it will be the cooler side of the temperatures, but still very hot. So temperature-wise, it is going to be very similar to what it was last weekend in Bahrain. So we can expect that. We know certain cars do better in the heat. The McLaren did very well last weekend. The Mercedes is pretty good. The Red Bull does not like hot weather. It is like me. It tends to want to take a nap once it gets a little bit too warm outside. So that's not super promising. If we look at last year's winners, obviously Max won because he was on a hot streak, followed by Checo Perez, followed by Charles Leclerc, followed by Oscar Piastri. So something to look out for, the people that might favor this lap themselves.
I think the track looks like a spoon.
Well, it's like they described the Australia track as looking like a bunny on skis. I think. It was some sort of animal on skis. I'm pretty sure it was a bunny on skis. And there's one other track that they also describe as looking like an animal. Jeddah can be a spoon.
I like it. So thank you for our weather forecast and a little overview of how cars do in the heat. We're turning the tables this time. Julia,
I don't want to go
first. Yeah, how do you think I feel? Medicine! How the turntables have turned, my friend. Off the top of your head, who do you think will get P1?
George Russell.
P2.
George Russell.
You've already said George Russell.
No,
George Russell.
Kimi. Okay. We're gonna go for my Mercedes one too. Why the fuck not?
Because you put Kimi in P3 last time and look at where he ended up being.
Redemption for my little kimchi.
You kept kimchi out of your mouth for the past 3 races, and he did great. Look at Suzuka leading it. He was doing it. Put him in your mouth for the 4th race. What happened?
The deed has been done, Maddie. The deed has been done.
P3.
Lando.
You locking that in?
Maybe he'll keep up this streak of being on every single podium.
Good, you didn't have a choice because there is no lock in. It was off the top of your head. So for the recap of that, we have George Russell for P1, Kimi Antonelli for P2, and ending it with a Lando Norris of a P3, rounding that out.
All right. Which brings us to Maddie's turn. Maddie, top of your head, P1. Who's
Oscar
taking home?
Piastri. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I will let you finish the question.
It's okay. P2.
Lando Norris.
P3. P3, 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 P3.
Sergio Perez. Just kidding. Charles Leclerc. Let's bring that back. Let's get him. He's been sad lately. Let's get him some better points.
I support this. Interestingly, if that comes true, Oscar will lead the World Drivers' Championship because he is only 3 points behind Lando Norris right now. So if he places ahead of Lando in this race for like the first couple of positions or so, he will be leading the World Drivers' Championship.
Well, stick me on a skew and call me a stick of butter. Isn't that exciting?
What the fuck? Anyway, those are our official predictions. For me, it is going to be a Mercedes 1-2 with Lando routing out the platform. Maddie going for a McLaren 1-2 with Charles Leclerc rounding out the rest.
The Papaya Boys.
Papaya Boys. Let us know who you think is going to be claiming the gold at the end of this weekend, and tune in next week to see how these predictions ended up turning out. This has been 17 to 1. Bye.